Hello students, in today's lecture we discuss about some properties of linear dependence and linear independence and one theorem which is based on the linear independence. Okay, so the first note is a finite subset x1, x2 up to so on xn of n elements of V is linearly independent if and only if the list x1, x2 up to xn is linearly independent. So the first note is a finite subset. We have subset is given x1, x2 up to xn of n elements which consisting of n elements of the vector space V is linearly independent if and only if the list x1, x2, xn is linearly independent. So this finite subset, if we have given any n element subset x1, x2, xn of the vector space V, and if we consider the any subset of that set which consisting of this n element, this subset is also linearly independent. Okay, so this is the first note. Now the second is if two elements in a list are equal, then the list is linearly dependent. Okay, so the next note is if two elements in the list, if we have given any list of the elements such that any two elements of that list are equal, then this set is said to be linearly dependent. For example, if you consider the set consisting of an elements 1 1 2 2 and again 1 1. Okay, now here look at here, the set is consisting of three elements out of which the two elements are equal. Here an order pair 1 1 is repeated. Okay, so these two elements are linear combination of one another, therefore this set is said to be a linearly dependent set. So the third note is if one of the element in a list of all subset of a V of a vector space V is 0, then it is linearly dependent. Now if one of the element in the list of all subset of the vector space V is 0, then the set is said to be linearly dependent. We already discussed this property. Okay, so if we have any set which consisting of 0 element, then this set is always linearly dependent. Okay, why it is linearly dependent? If you multiplied any scalar to that 0 vector, it should be non-zero vector. Okay, so this set is said to be linearly dependent set. Now the next is 4. If L is linearly dependent, list, then every sublist of L is also linearly independent. What should be given in that note? If L is linearly dependent list, then the every sublist of L is also linearly independent. Okay, if L is linearly independent list, then the every sublist of L is also linearly independent. If we have given linearly independent set of vectors and we consider the any subset of this linearly independent set vector, then this is also linearly independent set. Now the next is fifth. If L is linearly dependent list, then every list contains L as a sublist is also linearly dependent. If L is a linearly dependent list, then the every list contains L as a sublist is also linearly dependent. Okay. For example, if we have a set of vectors consisting of 1, 1 and 2, 2, we know that this set of vectors is linearly dependent. Why it is linearly dependent? Because here the vector 2, 2 can be written in the form of linear combination of this vector 1, 1. It can be written as an 2 into 1, 1. Okay. So one vector is a linear combination of the another vector, then this set is linearly dependent set. Okay. Now, and if suppose we consider A, suppose this is A is consisting of a set of vectors 1, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 2. As this set is linearly dependent set, as one vector is a linear combination of another vector, therefore the any set consisting of these vectors. Okay. Now here we consider the set A, which is consisting of vectors 1, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 2. Here this set is also contained in the set A. Therefore, as this set is linearly dependent, therefore this set is also, the set A is also linearly dependent set. Therefore, the any set which consisting of a linearly dependent set is also linearly dependent set. Now the next is says a subset S of V is linearly dependent then every subset of V containing S is also linearly dependent. Now, what is given? A subset S of V is linearly dependent, then every subset of V containing S is also linearly dependent. If we have given any vector space V and S is the linearly dependent set in that vector space, then the any subset of V, if we consider the any other subset of that vector space V which containing that set S, we know that S is linearly dependent, so any other subset of that vector space V containing that set S is also linearly dependent set. Okay, these are the some properties or the notes which are based on the linear dependence and the independence, which are very useful for solving the examples. So the next theorem is statement, let S be a subspace of vector space V, and suppose that the set of vectors A1, A2, Am and B1, B2, Bm are both sets, B1, B2 up to Bn are both sets of generators of S which are linearly independent, then n is equal to m. Okay, we have given S as a subspace of the vector space V, and suppose we have given two set of vectors in S, A1, A2 up to Am and B1, B2 up to Bn, and both sets of generators of S, and which are nothing but the generator set of S. That is, every element in S can be written in the linear combination of these vectors. Set of vectors A1, A2, Am and set of vectors B1, B2, Bn, and which are linearly independent. And the next condition which is given, this set of vectors are linearly independent, then we have to show that n is equal to m. That is, we have to show that this n is equal to m. Now, proof, we view the set of vectors B1, B2 up to Bm as a vectors in span of A1, A2 up to Am. Why we should return this? As we know that B1, B2, Bm is a generator set of the set S. Also, A1, A2, Am is also a generator set of an set S, as B1, B2, Bm are the elements in the subset or the subspace S. Therefore, it can be, as this is a generator set of an set S, therefore these vectors are also written in the linear combination of these vectors. Therefore, B1, B2, this set B1, B2, Bm as a vectors are the vectors in the span of these vectors is nothing but what? Every vector of this set B1, B2, Bm can be written in the linear combination of these vectors. Why this is happens? Since this is a generator set of the set S. Okay, so since B1, B2 up to so on Bm are assumed to be linearly independent Now we know that we have already given this set of vectors B1, B2, Bm and the A1, A2, Am are linearly independent. Therefore, here we write, since this set of vectors B1, B2, Bm is linearly independent. So what is a condition? If by using this theorem, we know that the statement of this theorem, what is a theorem? If we have S is a subspace of vector space V over the field F such that S is generated by n vectors, and these vectors are A1, A2, An, and suppose B1, B2, Bm are the vectors in S with m is greater than m. Okay, if we have given the generator set A1, A2, An and another set of vectors B1, B2, Bm are the vectors in S with m greater than n. Suppose this value m is greater than this n, then this set of vectors linearly dependent set. This is a very important theorem. By using this theorem, we have to prove this theorem. Okay. Now, here the set of vectors B1, B2, Bm are linearly dependent set. Okay. Now, if we consider as these two sets are linearly dependent, A1, A2, Am and B1, B2, Bm are the linearly independent set. If we consider this condition, if suppose m is greater than n, if we consider this condition m is greater than n, this set is linearly dependent by using the previous theorem. Okay, by using this previous theorem, we showed that this set is said to be linearly dependent, but we have given the both sets are linearly. Now, as B1, B2, Bm are the linearly independent vectors, if we consider this value m is greater than n, then by using that theorem, by previous theorem, these vectors should be linearly dependent, but we have given in the statement this set of vectors are linearly independent. So we must have n should be less than or equal to m. Therefore, this condition, this does not hold, implies that we have this value of n should be less than or equal to n. Similarly, reviewing the set of vectors A1, A2 up to so on An are the set of vectors in the span of B1, B2 up to so on Bm. Similarly, as above procedure, A1, A2, Am, this set of vectors can be written in the span of B1, B2 up to Bm. Since A1, A2 up to Am are assumed to be linearly independent, thus by previous theorem, also by using the same statement as above, m should be less than or equal to n. Therefore, suppose this is first and this is second. By using first and second, we have as n less equal m and m less equal n, therefore we must have the m is equal to 1. Therefore, here is the proof. So, what should be discussed in this theorem? If we have two set of vectors given which are nothing but the generators of that subspace S, okay, a1, a2, am and b1, b2, bn, and the both sets are linearly independent, then the both these values n and m are nothing but one of the same. Therefore, what is our procedure? If we consider b1, b2, bm are the vectors in the span of a1, a2, am, since these are the vectors in the subspace S and this is a generator set, therefore every vector in that set should be a linear combination of this spanning set of a1, a2, am. Now, as b1, b2, bm are assumed to be linearly independent. This is already given in the statement, okay? This set of vectors are linearly independent. Now, if this linearly, suppose if this m value is greater than n, if we consider here this m value is greater than n by previous theorem, this set of vectors are nothing but, or this set of vectors is linearly dependent. But if we have already given this set is linearly independent, therefore we must have n should be less than or equal to m. Similarly, if they apply this condition for these vectors, similarly by the converse a1, a2, am, if we consider this is in the span of the vectors b1, b2, bm. Similarly, a1, a2, am is linearly independent set of vector. By using this condition, we must have m should be less than or equal to n. Therefore, from first and second, we have an m is equal to n. Therefore, this is the proof of the theorem.